You've probably heard so much dating advice on TikTok, on Instagram, all over social media. Things like if they wanted to, they would. Just match their energy. Don't catch feelings first. At first glance, it might sound smart, even empowering, but here's the thing. A lot of that advice is just fear in disguise, okay? It is coming from a place of, I just want to protect myself. I want to make sure that I come out on top. I want to make sure no one screws me over. It's fear of being vulnerable. It's fear of rejection, fear of being seen as the one who always cares more. But it doesn't have to be this way. Sometimes it's really essential for us to tune out that bad advice that's only making us feel more fearful about love. Hi, I'm Mariana and I am a dating coach. Today I want to break down some of the most popular dating advice that actually is hurting people and what you can do if you want to actually build real and healthy love. Let's get into it. The first one that I see so much is just match their energy, right? If they're going to take 3 hours to respond, I am going to take 4. If they're not going to do this, then I won't show interest. If they're not going to text me first, then I won't text them first. If they're not going to do this, then I won't do that. And what you're doing is just simply tapping into their energy. You don't want anybody in this world to change your energy. And I think the reason why people do this is people just want to protect themselves, right? People want to protect themselves from rejection, from being seen as the ones who care the most. They're afraid of being too much. If I text him right now, is that going to be too desperate? If I do this, is that going to be too needy? We get into this fear-based of, I don't want to be seen. The reason why this advice is so bad, in my opinion, is because it encourages mirroring instead of communication. You're not a reflection of somebody else. You are your own person. Relationships thrive on clarity, not guessing games. So if you want to text someone first and you want to let them know how you feel, but you're fearful because they haven't done the same, do it. Because I promise you, with the right person, everything will go right. They will accept you as you are. If you start operating on their energy, they're not getting to know you, they're getting to know themselves. And that is not a good way to build a genuine connection. Quit listening to people say, well, if you do this, then you're going to be too desperate. Tune that out. Tune in here. What feels right to you? What feels authentic to you? What do you actually want to do? And there lies your answer. The wrong people will reject it. The right people will accept it. Okay? It's fine. Rejection sucks, I know. But that's just our ego playing into it, right? It's the one getting bruised. But again, you want to form genuine connections. And the only way to do that is if you show up with your true, authentic self. Next, one of the dating advice I see all the time is you need to be the highest version of yourself first. You need to be the highest version of yourself before you even begin to date. And I get it why this is trending. It's because self-development is huge right now. People want to make sure they're healed. They're operating based on wholeness instead of lack, all of that, which is great. But this advice can become toxic when people start believing they are not worthy of love unless they're constantly healed and at their best. We are human beings. We are so complex. You are never going to be 100% perfect all the time. You're never going to be 100% healed. There's always going to be parts of ourselves that we need to work on, and that's okay. The right person will stand by your side while you do that. No one can fix you, right? That's not what I'm saying. You don't need a partner to be able to heal you, but you can definitely have somebody by your side while you're still doing the work, communicating what you're struggling with. So you don't have to be 100% your highest self all the time. You are allowed to be loved in progress. Okay, next one. Raise your standards. Okay, this is empowering advice, right? It's great, but this can be harmful when it is used to mask avoidant tendencies and create this fantasy partner. It sets you up for disappointment. Life is not a fairy tale. Life is not movies. Life is not Hollywood. People are complex. I can say this again and again. No one is 100% perfect. Neither are you, and neither will somebody else. So you have to drop certain expectations. We have these expectations that we want the person to be this and that and that and that and that and that and that. And if they don't check one of those boxes, that's not the person for me. The right person will have all of these qualities. Standards are great, yes, but make sure that you are not being overly nitpicky. I think you need to have the core characteristics that you want in a partner. I want them to be loyal. I want them to be family driven, right? But when you get to the fact that it's like, well, I need them to make 6 figures, and I need them to be exactly 6'5", and I need them to drive this type of car, and we start creating this very, very specific list of characteristics, and that's not realistic, right? People have their flaws. People aren't going to be a list. People aren't lists. People will have their own quirks and issues and things that are not always perfect, and that's okay. That's what makes us human. So make sure that you're not being overly judgmental, overly critical when you're out there dating. Stay open-minded, but make sure that you stick to your core values. What is actually important to me? Those are the ones you need to stick by. Okay, the next one is something that I've heard time and time and time again, and I think can be very harmful. It's, if they wanted to, they would. Here is the issue with if they wanted to, they would. It ignores nuance. Not everyone has the same emotional tools or love language. Sometimes people don't show up because they don't know how, or they don't know that you want that, not because they don't care. Maybe they're going through a really rough period in their life and they can only give 20% energy. That doesn't mean that they don't love you. It means they're emotionally drained. It means that they are taking the time to put themselves back together, and for the moment they can't be there for you at the capacity that you want them to. And that is where compassion and understanding and communication comes in. All you have to do is, hey, I've noticed you haven't put a lot of effort into planning date nights. Can you explain to me what might be going on? Not from a place of, I can't believe you didn't do this, you don't care about me. It's from a place of openness and wanting to understand what is going on with this person that may be stopping them from putting in the effort that you want. The key is communication, not assumptions. And the harmful thing that happens a lot, it's on social, you see, oh, this guy brought her 50,000 roses, or, whatever. That's not always doable, and that may be a highlight of someone's real. This is real life. You are dating a real person, a person full of complex emotions and things that they're dealing with in their life. Now, if it gets to the point where they're constantly neglecting you, not listening to you, not caring, that's different. But a person can't operate 100% all the time and be Prince Charming or the perfect girlfriend. We have to be understanding. We just have to communicate. Another one I see is men are supposed to lead and do all the chasing. I get it. It's traditional. It's okay for a man to lead. You should want your man to lead, but we have to, as women, take ownership of other things. A relationship should be balanced and about co-creation, not sitting back and saying, well, it's princess treatment. They need to do whatever I want. If they really loved me, they would do everything and anything for me. That is not the healthiest thing, right? Yes, if they lead in being the provider and paying meals, hey, maybe it would be cool if I could do a little day night at home and I give him a massage and I cook him a nice meal, or I treat him to something. There has to be give and take. We can't just expect the man to do everything for us and to keep us happy. We have to take a role in taking care of them too. It's not, you did this for me, so I do that for you. It's, hey, they make me feel safe. They are always leading. What can I do for them? What can I do to make them feel special and feel loved and feel held and feel safe? It's up to us women as well to provide that safety and that comforting love for our partners. Both partners should put in that equal effort. The scale should never be unbalanced. And last one that I want to point out is the cut them off at the first red flag. Not every red flag is a deal breaker. Some might be, but some might not. We need to be more understanding, have less of this cutthroat energy. If we want to actually find connections, we might be cutting someone off that could have been a wonderful partner. Some red flags are invitations for a deeper conversation. So again, if you noticed a red flag, instead of saying, oh, I can't believe they would do this, I'm walking away, I don't like this, maybe look deeper into it. Maybe ask questions. Hey, I noticed you did this. There has to be some sort of conversation. If they did something that was a red flag for us, dig deeper into it. Ask questions. But don't, by just a first red flag that you see, yes, be watchful of it, ask questions. And also, people were constantly growing, we're constantly learning. So maybe they did something that they didn't realize was actually harmful. If you communicate and they understand it and they take that information back and look into themselves and say, yeah, that was actually wrong, and take ownership of it. Not everybody's going to be aware that what they're doing might be harmful or that you didn't like it. Again, we have to be more understanding. I don't mean putting rose-colored glasses on and then you don't see any red flags. It's about being intentional with it, watchful of it, but communicating. And then if you actually see that this is going in a bad direction, then you can walk away. But we can't be so cutthroat. People are so complex. We're all constantly learning and growing. So that was all the ones that I kind of wanted to talk about. There's plenty more, so if you guys want a part 2, let me know. And I also want to hear from you all. Drop it in the comments, the worst advice you've heard online on dating. And if you're tired of games and listening to bad advice and want to date with clarity and confidence, I've got resources and coaching that will help you. Check the description below for details. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more dating and relationship content. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.